Hello and welcome to another episode of the We Are Change talk show that is rebroadcasted on Liberty Movement Radio. Today we are focusing on health and wellness in a time where sickness and skin disorders are at an all-time high. It's very important to have the opportunity to focus on this subject. Joining me today is Renee, who will be providing tips and helpful advice that the viewers can benefit from. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Jeff. It's a real pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. Now, a lot of people are deviating from the pharmaceutical route due to the harmful side effects that a lot of these drugs carry. What made you discover alternative therapies?
I've always been into the more alternative therapies, but in 2016, I was diagnosed with psoriasis, and the doctors gave me some creams to try. It cost me $75, and they lasted not even a week. This went on for quite a few months, and nothing was getting better, and they kept getting me like more harsher creams, basically. I had a 4-month-old daughter at the time that I basically couldn't touch, and she couldn't touch my skin because I'd had all the toxic cream all over me. And I went back to the doctor and I said, listen, I really want to go to a specialist. And he wouldn't refer me to a specialist because he hadn't tried enough things. I walked out of the doctor. I cried, walked home, cried all the way home. Just that there has to be another way. There's got to be, something has to give here. I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong, but the doctor was quite angry at me for not moisturising as well as using the horrible cream when he hadn't told me that I had to do that as well. So it was just a horrible experience. And then I walked out of there, and not long later I think my friend told me about Medical Medium, and I'd already been sharing a lot of his stuff on Facebook, just the benefits of food and what it can actually do in your body. So I went off and got the whole book, read it in a day, and then started, putting Medical Medium protocols into, our family life and my life. So I started off basically just detoxing because the doctor told me that the psoriasis was genetic and it wouldn't ever be able to be cured. So then I read this book that tells me, no, I've just got some virus, toxins and heavy metals in my liver and I can work on getting them out. Mm-hmm. So when you've got that attitude of knowing that you can actually get it out, your healing just happens a lot easier and a lot quicker, So we started the detox and pretty much got results straight away. But I'm 43, so I basically had, 35 years of trashing my body, and I did. I drank alcohol, I ate a lot of KFC, I didn't eat good food at all, and so I wasn't surprised when it was something coming from my liver. And, started the detoxing pathway and haven't looked back. I can't say I'm 100% detoxed. It's an ongoing process, but living a lot better now than what we were.
That's good to hear. See, a lot of people, the advice that they receive from the doctor is counterproductive to the whole healing process. And I applaud the fact that you took your own initiatives to go out and seek some treatments that were going to be more beneficial. A lot of the time there's a natural therapy and medicine that is going to be very powerful, and it won't carry the side effects that a lot of people are suffering through. Would you recommend people speak to a naturopath if they are suffering from a sickness or some type of skin disorder?
To be honest, Jeff, I found my first help in kinesiology. Mm-hmm. Naturopaths fabulous as well, but I feel like kinesiology really tells you what toxins that you're dealing with, where they are in your body, and how you can really get them out. And it's more on an energetic level as well, so that if you go to a naturopath, they'll tell you some, they're fabulous, they'll tell you some great supplements and stuff to start working on whatever issue it is. Whereas the kinesiologist, I think, is just that next step up. They'll actually tell you how to work on your energy body as well to start eliminating those things from your life as well. So
very important information. And you mentioned lifestyle is a very important factor. A lot of people are having self-destructive pathways and their behaviour is what brings on a lot of the sickness as well. We see the genetically modified food products, and a lot of people can be their own worst enemy, can't they?
Oh, definitely. We were just talking about that before. I even went down that path with my detox. You get to a stage where, I've got no psoriasis on me anymore. This is great. I'm going to go and eat a block of Cadbury chocolate. And then 3 days later, you're starting to break out in psoriasis again. So that's part of, I think, working on the emotional body as well, just really getting on top of, why would you self-sabotage yourself? So that's, getting into that sort of neck of the woods is, just you got to try and be the best person that you can be. But it's a bit hard with the self-sabotaging.
It certainly can be. And we've seen a lot of this during the lockdowns as well. People are stuck inside and they're more inclined to fall into some of these bad behaviour patterns, gluttony. A lot of people are indulging in a lot of food that they shouldn't be, and that leads to obesity, which can also range a whole lot of problems from that, can't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Everything, we are what we eat. So what you put in is what you're going to get out as well, basically. So I think it's very important, especially in this time. Definitely, this is the time that's teaching us that, I never had any worries about this new virus because I was already dealing with another virus with my psoriasis. So once you know all the things that you can be bringing into your body to get virus out, and all the things that you can be not bringing into your body to feed any viruses or anything you've already got in there, you're sort of already at a state of balance. So, it makes it a lot easier. And there was sort of no fear going into this new thing because my whole family were already on all the antivirals, and then if anything come up, we'd just start to have a few more.
Natural remedies are very important. People should definitely do research. Now, you've mentioned the benefits people can experience with flower essences. Can you elaborate on this, please?
Sure. When I was detoxing, I was detoxing the body, but I wasn't exactly doing the mind and spirit either. I wasn't really working on that. So I found that the flower essences, so what they are is a vibrational medicine. They're just derived from the dew of flowers, and then it's just preserved in a little bit of brandy just to keep the vibration alive. So it works on your energy body, and it can just help. It can help a lot of your physical ailments as well from working on the energy body as well. But I just found, because I was already detoxing and getting those things out of my body on a physical level, this just really helped with everything on the up here, the spiritual level. So it's just I've always been a very, very emotional person, and bringing the flower essences in just gave me that, like I was saying before, I felt like everything in my head was just black for quite a while there and just, not organised. And then I started taking the flower essences and everything just started to become organised again. And situations weren't as hard as they were for me, I was starting to get really, when I was confronted with anything, whereas now I can sort of make sure I'm having my flower essences and I can sort of,
So you noticed the improvements pretty much straight away?
Yes, I did, for myself.
That's very powerful. And how would one administer these essences?
7 drops under the tongue, morning and night. So you can actually just buy them from shops yourself or get them online, or you can get a practitioner to work with and then they can suggest the ones that you can have. And then you just, pop them under your tongue, 7 drops in the morning and then another 7 drops at night. You can also just use them again in an emergency if you need to. I like to put 7 drops on my hands, rub it into my hands and give myself a bit of an aura massage. I also put them in my crystal spray bottles. So I've always got a spray bottle with me that's got essential oils and crystals and the flower essences that I can just spray, just to get, like I worked in a quite stressful job. So at the end of that job, I would spray that off so that you're moving into the next thing without all that energy that you take with you. So
it's always wise to look at these natural remedies. It's very important, and anything that has benefits, people should be looking into. Flower essences, essential oils as well. People have got results from, haven't they?
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. But I like the flower essences just because they're not as strong. Like some essential oils, you really have to know yourself stuff with essential oils, you really do. Whereas the flower essences don't interfere with any other medications or anything like that. So they're just a lot easier to work with.
And people can purchase these products from their local health food store?
Yes.
That's where you would recommend they attend?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. And I recommend people look into that, absolutely. Now, detoxification of heavy metals is very important. People can suffer from a mercury and aluminium buildup, can't they? How would someone detox themselves from this?
From mercury and aluminium, your best things are, I always call it cilantro because I read medical medium now and it's coriander. And your zeolites. Zeolite is fabulous for getting in the body, and it actually finds the heavy metal and puts a cage around it and pulls it out of the body. So zeolites are fabulous. I've also done the medical medium heavy metal detox juice. And he recommends quite a few different, like the Atlantic dulse and stuff like that, because he says that one, like if you have the bit of Atlantic dulse and it pulls out a bit of metal but doesn't carry it all the way out the body, then all the other things he's got in the detox smoothie will actually help to bring them out the body. So whereas I just found the zeolite that just sort of really just took over and just trapped everything and pulls it out the body that way. But yeah, herbs, minerals, being out in the sun,
Which is very important too. Sunlight, a lot of people aren't getting enough of that, once again, because of the lockdowns, they're stuck inside. And the way the government was handing out this information that was very detrimental to people's health, limiting people's exercise to 2 hours a day, that's going to have disastrous consequences on people's health, won't it?
Oh, definitely. You need to be in somebody's energy field. You need to be with people, enjoy. Like, if you're not in that state, you're not in a state of body repair. You can be in a state of body nothing, where your body's neither getting any sicker or getting any healthier. But if you're not in a state of joy and, being with your people, hugging, being out in the sun, connected to earth, then you're going to be in a state of your body's getting sicker.
Yeah, and it's very destructive to shut down gyms and then leave fast food outlets open. They set these traps, and that's what a lot of people are falling into. It's very sad to see. And a lot of anxiety and depression is really off the charts at the moment. If people restructure their diet and begin to lead a healthy lifestyle, they can get some really massive improvements, which everybody should be looking into at the moment. Now, some of the prescription drugs that they're marketing, we see the advertisements, they say, speak to your general practitioner and ask if this drug that has over 100 different side effects, ask the doctor if that's good for you. It's really ludicrous, isn't it?
It really is. I went to the doctor. I try to avoid him as much as I can, but sometimes they're great for, sewing bits back on and, when you need some advice or you need the diagnosis of what they think's sort of happening. And he wanted to put me on some medication. And I said, well, doctor, that I'm detoxing and I don't really, I go, is there a herbal alternative to this medication that you're offering me right now? And he said, no. He said, he goes, oh, there is, but it won't work. And I said, but I'd prefer to take I go, okay, so what is the first listed side effect? Can you please tell me the first listed side effect? So he gets on his Google machine and he has a look and he says, raised liver enzymes. So I said, doctor, if I'm working on detoxing my liver because of this skin thing that I already have, do you think that putting something in that's going to raise my liver enzymes is going to be a good idea? He said to me, why are you here wasting my time?
Yeah, see,
that was his answer.
It goes against their whole business model, and they don't want to cure people because that goes against the profit-making scheme that they're running. They want people to go back and have their prescription filled so they can have repeat business. So it's counterproductive to people's health and well-being. Very sad to see. Now, these healthy remedies, natural sources of well-being, very important now. What other remedies and other therapies would you recommend people look into apart from diet and nutrition?
Diet, nutrition, obviously, you know, you are what you put in, but cleaning out your lymph system is like really, really important. So you're exercising or even rebounding, dry body brushing, just to get everything moving. Like if you're not moving, you're not in a state of gaining any health, you know. So I've tried so many different things. I love sound healing. Sound healing is amazing. Kinesiology, that is amazing. Psych K also. Psych K is fabulous to work on your belief system. So when we were talking earlier before about self-sabotage, a lot of that comes from believing that you're not good enough. So you can go off to a Psych K practitioner and they'll actually put you in a theta brain state. And that's the brain state that you are in until you're about 6 or 7 years old. And that's where you learn and you take in all the information without all these ideas that we already have in our head. So you can go and work with a Psych K practitioner just to help with the change of belief, just to bring in some new, you know, like every day you are worthy of putting the good food in your body, you know.
Positive affirmations, positive thinking. And a lot of this isn't taught in the education system. Very important information that people can benefit from. We need to get this out there to the people so they can really get some of the positive results that everybody should be experiencing. Sound healing and even crystal therapy too. People look into, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. Crystals are amazing. There's so many different things that you can do that's, you know, like bringing positive into your body instead of, you know, like going into those white rooms and being told, oh, here's the medicine you have to take and off you go. There's no support in that, you know, whereas your sound healer will probably ring you a couple of weeks later and, you know, did anything come up from that? Are you okay? You know, that sort of stuff. There to support you, you know, not just take your money.
Yes, exactly. It's very cutthroat, this whole medical establishment. Now, people have recommended apple cider vinegar to help speed up the metabolism. This is very important too as well, isn't it?
It is. There's so many different, it sort of depends what way you really want to go with that. Like there's so many different little modalities and, you know, like I've heard people that drink 2 spoons of asparagus juice a day and that keeps their body in alkalinity. There's other people that prefer to do all the exercising and there's other people that do the apple cider vinegar. Medical medium doesn't like the apple cider vinegar, but as I was saying earlier, when you are healing yourself, you're healing yourself, so you do it for yourself and what's right by yourself. So a couple of things you might read and oh, that doesn't really resonate with me. So then you try it and then you might see, you know, like I thought that I could get away with eating a bit of chocolate while I was trying to do my detox and it didn't resonate with me. So now that's got to, you know, my body's told me quit with that, you know, and really get back onto the good sugars that I need to have in my body. And it's just a process of listening to your body. Yeah, not listening to what some medical practitioner. The last few times I've been into the doctors, all they've done is gotten on their Google machines themselves anyway. So,
that's right.
You know, when I first presented with this, 3 doctors it took just to get the diagnosis. One doctor told me I had insect bites.
Right.
One doctor told me that I was fat and I just needed to lose weight. Another doctor told me that, what did he say?
But there's so many different conflicting advice that you're getting. And, yeah, you can obviously see they haven't got people's best interests at heart when they have to push these pharmaceutical products on people. Now, colloidal silver can be very helpful as well, can't it?
Oh, colloidal silver is amazing. It's antibacterial, antifungal, you know, and from what I've learnt about colloidal silver is that if I was to give you an antibiotic cream for your hand right now, say you had something on your hand and I put an antibiotic cream on there, that's going to go and it's going to fight with whatever pathogens are on there. And then there's going to be the death of the pathogens, you know, and that's all, you know, so inside the body, that's something you've got to think about is what's going on. Whereas colloidal silver actually just takes the whole thing. So the negative ion charges the thing that it's going after, and it just disappears. So you're not still dealing with that sludge of something else going through your body. So for my kids, whenever they have anything that seems a bit, I'll give them a bit of a drink of the colloidal silver, and if they've got like something on their hand, then I just spray it on there as well. So topical and internal for any. Yeah,
that's really good. And people also recommend being with nature, walking barefoot, being in a peaceful environment. That can be very positive too, can't it?
Oh, 100%. Like I was telling you earlier, my detox was going fabulous until all this corona stress came, and that's when I flared up again with the psoriasis. But yeah, just trying to keep in that Zen sort of, really does keeps you more in a place. If you're trying to run away from a saber-toothed tiger, your arms and legs have got all the blood. So there's no blood in your head. You can't make proper decisions. You can't. So is there going to be any blood in your immune system healing you? No, it's going to be in your arms and legs because you're running away from this stressful tiger that you're always running away from. So once we learn to stop running from him, we can start to bring up our health and start to just find that little bit more of balance. So
yeah. A lot of self-discipline is also required when it comes down to engaging in these healthy activities as well. A lot of people are drinking in excess and smoking. That can manifest itself in a lot of sickness and disease, can't it?
Yeah, I found substituting is amazing. So you're not really losing out on anything. Like when I decided to start cutting out, I cut out white things. I called it my racist eating phase. Cut out the white things and just bought in the orange sweet potatoes and all that sort of stuff just for that, when I didn't need, brown bread, brown rice, all that sort of stuff. And then I didn't really want that much grains in my diet. So instead of them now I just have a lot more fruit or a lot more vegetables. So I never really missed out on anything. And now with the whole chocolate thing, I'm having coconut oil with raw cacao and a little bit of maple syrup. So it still satisfies that part of me that wants that, but I'm not having any sugar, the caffeine, like all the negative things that come with having it in a bad way. So even with the kids, I've had to just substitute a lot of their sort of stuff. They don't realise half the time they're eating cauliflower as rice and, just bits and pieces like that. A lot of lentils now as their tacos, stuff like that, just to not have their little system so overburdened with stuff that they have to deal with. So
healthy substitutes are very important, and I also recommend hemp seed as well, rich in omega-3, 6 and 9, healthy fatty acids, protein, fibre. This is something that people should look into as well, shouldn't they?
Oh, definitely. The thing is that we've gone from thinking that eating McDonald's and, so what does a normal person eat in a day? Cereal, and then they'll have a sandwich, and then they'll have meat and 3 veg for dinner, say, and that's probably a healthy diet, Whereas when you sort of look at it from a detoxing point of view, we don't want to get up in the morning and put cow pus and sugar in us straight away. We actually want to really flush out the toxins that our body works so hard to deal with the night before. We want to flush them out, and then we want to put good things in that's going to fuel the body, like give it the glucose that it needs. So, your smoothies and stuff like that with hemp seeds and stuff in them are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And then I like the whole variety thing, one herb's going to give you one set of nutrients, but then another herb's going to give you all different nutrients again. So if you sort of just start bringing a lot more of those into your life every day, like I'm doing a tonic herb thing. So on a Monday you have the ones that are good for your heart, and on the Tuesday you have the ones that are good for your, and you just pick whatever systems that you want to work on for that week. So just to bring in a whole different new bunch of new nutrients that your body hasn't seen for ages. So, and there's like a couple of them that are just rank, you're not going to drink them because they are disgusting. So, but your body still needs those nutrients. So that's when you find your tinctures or your infused oils, and you can bring them into your body that way. So a tincture is just the herb matter soaked in some sort of menses, I can't remember what the word is, to draw out the benefits of the herb, and then just having a little drop under the tongue is the signal that your body needs. Like, you're basically just a government of cells, communicating, and like your mind's basically the leader of the pack. So if you're telling your cells the right things, you're going to get the right things out of your body.
Well, this has been a very powerful discussion. I hope the viewers can benefit from the information shared today. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show, and you're welcome back anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jeff. It's been great to be able to say a few of these things, just because I really need people to consider what's in their body before they try and put some more stuff in there.
Most certainly. Thank you.
Thank you.